Welcome back. And now everyone wants to, of course, have the Yard of Envy and the Garden of Envy on the neighborhood block. But of course, every month we also have our friend from Classic Landscape and Ellerslie Gift, Perry, come and give us some plant tips. And rather than let your friends and family be envious of your garden outside, we thought we'd change things up and give you some helpful tips if you need to save Valentine's Day and have perhaps got to quickly rush out and get some flowers. Perry, thank you very much for coming in this morning.
But not you and I. We're totally planned ahead.
I thought these things ahead, so I don't need to rush out right now, although these are very nice and making me do a double take on what my decision was.
That's right. Obviously Valentine's Day is a big day. The idea of, doing something for someone that's important to you, and the idea of romance and beautiful things go hand in hand with flowers, of course, and so it's a great day. A lot of fun to decorate the set this way for sure. Now,
I want to start with you've got some arrangements here. You've got some more traditional styles, but there's also been a trend for some atypical styles over the last few years. What are we sort of seeing this year? Is it more traditional coming back?
Yeah, so when we talk about non-traditional, we're sort of talking about a mix of different flowers, typically speaking. Like the one we've got just kind of dead center, you can see it's got some roses, lilies, even worked in some pussy willows. Actually kind of has a cool goblet or chalice as its base. And so again, sort of that idea of a non-traditional look. When we talk traditional, usually we're talking roses. And frankly, this year, red roses especially have been huge. There's been a turn back to what you would look at traditional arrangements. Again, bouquets and flowers are beautiful, and that's what we're talking about. But you want unique a lot of times too. And you can't go wrong with a bouquet of red roses, but if you want something that's a little more, like we said, unique, one of a kind kind of thing, then the non-traditional sort of mix is a good way to go.
Now, for our viewers with keen eyes, they'll notice all of these, I believe all of them, are cut flowers, and I'll admit I don't know the rules around keeping cut flowers alive. So let's start with, do you cut them when you bring them home, or can you just plonk them in a vase with water?
Yeah, so I've got a sample long stem rose here, and you definitely want to cut them about an inch off the base. So what happens when they first get cut, the plant heals itself by over this wound to prevent water loss, but the downside to that is it won't uptake water or nutrition as well. So when you get them home, if they've been out of water for 30 minutes or more, you definitely need to cut them. If you're not sure, just cut about an inch off the base before you put them in your fresh water.
And do you do a straight cut or an angled cut?
That's not really going to matter. The most important part is that it's got to be sharp. So you want to make sure it's a sharp cut. You don't want to crush the stem. And so if you crush it again, water and nutrient uptake is going to be compromised for sure.
So don't use the safety scissors. Use a proper set of kitchen scissors.
Proper scissors. If you have pruning shears at home, that's the best. Nice sharp cut again, most important.
Okay. Now, when it comes to water, right away put them in water, or is there, do you put them in the fridge? Do you put them somewhere else? Like, where should we be keeping these?
No, just fresh water is important. Obviously, you're going to get a little flower packet, like is pretty typical here, that you'll see. And flower food is really important. And so you want to make sure that it is going to add nutrition. It's basically a mix of sugar. It's got some acidifier in it, actually an antibacterial agent. Again, if bacteria builds up in the water, it's going to inhibit the ability of the flower to uptake nutrients and water. And then the longevity of the plant is going to be compromised again. So make sure you use the flower food. Follow the directions on your package. We have a nice 10-gram package. So this is enough for about a liter of water. Some of them are smaller packages though, so it's great to ask for a couple just to make sure you're feeding your plants properly.
And do we have to change this water out every few days, or can we just set it and forget it?
Well, actually, you want to make sure you keep the water the same. Now, if it's getting kind of really gross, you can change it out and again add more flower food if that's the case. But typically speaking, it's actually going to excrete some of the nutrition back into the water. So what's really important is that we don't have bacteria building up. So fresh water, like you can see in some of these vases, again, that's the idea. Just add to it. If you're going to add some flower food, mix it in a different container, pour it in already pre-mixed. That'll make your life a whole lot easier.
And then what kind of lifespans can we expect from all these different types?
Well, roses are one of the longer ones. Roses you'll get about a week to 2 weeks after you've got them home, generally speaking. Some of the bulb flowers, so tulips are really quick. Irises, you might get a few days, 2-3 days. Orchids, the ones that I have here, you get up to 30 days with orchids as well. So if you want something that's going to last a little longer, that might be a great choice.
Fantastic. Well, lots of great tips, beautiful arrangements here. Definitely, if you're looking to either add to your Valentine's Day or maybe just save it, definitely Perry got some great options there. Thank you for coming in today.
You bet. Thank you.
Of course, for more ideas on how you can check out Classic Landscaping and Ellerslie Gift and Garden, of course, they are located at 100th Street and 6th Avenue. And for more information, you can also call 780-988-9888 or visit them online at either classicgardens.ca, or you can also follow them through their Twitter handle at Classic Landscape. That's DSCP. Stay with us. We'll be right back.